I've managed a lot of money, made a lot of people a lot of money. George is an Olympic athlete at the highest level.
What's up? Are we going?
Yeah, what's up, George? We launched, baby.
Yep.
So now that we launched,
good about that.
now that we launched,
Finally.
I think some of the feedback already is
It's too boring.
we didn't introduce you or me, so no one knows who we are. So we're just two dudes up there talking.
And it's boring.
I don't know if it's boring.
Do people say it's boring or it
No,
sucks? Or?
no one told me it's boring. No.
All right.
No one told me it's boring. I did see a note or hear a note that some of the stuff was a little slow, but look, we'll get better.
I saw comments that it was fire too.
All
so
right.
who are we going to listen to?
I don't know.
Maybe in the middle?
As long as people keep supporting, that's all that matters. We'll just stick with it. But I think that, to introduce myself and what we're doing here, George and I have been best friends, almost family members for years, right? And ultimately we decided to do this because, for the lack of better, there's a need for it, right? Mm-hmm. There's a need for financial literacy. There's a need. Everyone we spoke to, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone we spoke to basically told us that, it's definitely something that's not taught. They wish they had learned it.
Sure.
Some people are taught aspects of it, but that's why we jumped in to do this. My background is obviously finance, if you've read the bio. Mm-hmm. George is an Olympic athlete, collegiate and Olympic athlete. He's played in the Olympics, obviously. What year was that?
2000.
In 2000.
It's been a while.
Male athlete.
24 years ago.
In that series or whatever, what was it? Male athlete of the year?
Yeah, male athlete of the year for
Okay.
the year 2000.
That's pretty cool.
Even
That's
though we
super
got
cool.
smoked in the Olympics,
Hey.
I might have to preface that as well.
Well, hey, there you go. Well,
It is what it is.
It
You live
is
and you
what it
learn.
is. Hey, you've got the credentials and they're real. So
Yeah.
there we are. For me, I've spent my time in the entertainment industry, managing money, building budgets, building out projects, from commercials to TV shows to music videos to anything that has to do basically with video, right? Mm-hmm. And then it just made sense for us to jump in and start talking about what we know. We thought we had a good thing here, and we have good chemistry.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while, and we've had a lot of fun over the years with
absolutely.
Whether barbecue in the backyard or doing other projects that we've worked on. We've launched a YouTube channel before. We decided to kind of abandon that project because we weren't really both into it. We were just trying to test it out and kind of figure out.
I don't think we were ready. We were ready. We weren't ready.
Like
we weren't
10 years
committed.
ago?
It wasn't a topic. It was a long time ago.
It was about
10, 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
When we started to dabble with it, but then we didn't stick with it. It's tough. It's a lot of work. For all those that do it, there's a lot of work that goes behind it. You might think jumping in to do something is simple, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. But, ultimately, that's what we're here. We're hoping to give you real life tips that we've learned over the years to better your life, to get you ahead. We're going to have some amazing interviews, I hope, that come up. We've looked at our roster. If we can actually get people to commit or we can make it happen, I think we're going to have a pretty good roster over the course of even just starting this thing. And look, hopefully you learned something along the way. Write in. Please, write in. We've already had a few people write in, which has been great, right? Some comments are great. Stir it up, mix it up. We know all the comments won't be good. We're prepared for the bad. I don't know.
See any bad comments, just a couple.
Yeah. We're going to... Yeah, it's fine. We're going to learn as we go, like everybody. You start somewhere and you stay with it. Hey, that's one of the keys to success.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember, too, when, I guess we can just step back for a second and just, you're a guy from Illinois, right? Basketball player.
Yeah, I played high school basketball. Yeah, at a high level in high school, if there's a high level for high school athletes,
absolutely there is.
So.
And then after that, you decided not to play basketball and pursue coming to Pepperdine University, right?
Yeah, I went to Pepperdine.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to say no to that opportunity, to be honest? I think that's why you went there too, right? Because you're a surfer at heart. You love surfing.
I just wanted to go there to surf. To be
at least
flat
you're honest.
out. Yeah. To be very candid, everything else was secondary. I went there to surf and... Yeah.
It's, look, I had a great time at Pepperdine, Malibu, California. How are you going to complain? You can't complain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had a great time, met you. met a lot of people that are on our hit list for interviews.
Absolutely. We're going to have a lot of Pepperdine alumni
to share their stories here and give back to whoever wants to listen, whoever, take it for what it's worth, and hopefully a few things will stick, and if you have questions, write in. I'm not scared to get on a Zoom these days. We've all been on Zoom. Everyone knows what that is. We can maybe do live chats. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, live chats, have a good time. Look, perseverance. I grew up in Illinois on a farm. I made it to Malibu, California. That's a dream right there. Done. Right.
Sure.
Then moved on from Pepperdine and started some businesses. Yeah. Bought some real estate. Been fortunate all the way around the horn. I have nothing to complain about. That's why we're here today. If I didn't do what I did, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. We just wouldn't.
I agree. I agree. And I remember when you came to me with this project, it was kind of it was unique because you had already had the set built. I had no idea. And you said, "Hey, come down to Burbank and
check it out."
And come check it out. And you're like, "Hey, sit right there and put those headphones on." And I was like,
"Yeah, you didn't want to." I just said, "Sit down, put your headphones on, get in front of that mic."
And I had no idea what you were. It was one of my dreams to start a podcast. I had no idea what.
Yeah, but you're getting a high. You're getting a high. Okay, if you're not, tell me you're not, but I think you are. You're getting a high every time we record. This is fun.
Oh no,
this is a blast.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, and especially the man cave that you've created. I can just hang out here and we can record and have a good time.
Yeah, I like to call it the Loft. We've it looks good on camera, but if I could flip the cameras for everyone to see. We're in a loft. We're basically in a little loft, but with a little TV magic from experience, we made it look what it is, and it's killer. Yeah. And it's very cozy, and hopefully our guests will find it just as cozy as we do.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some money. We're going to talk about real life experience. We're going to talk about fun things. We're going to talk about stuff that might not be so fun. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, again, we're all going to learn from each other. That's what it's about. We learn from each other. We learn from stories. Listening is key. Budgeting is key. It's really motivational meets finance meets investments, but doesn't go over your head.
Sure, and I think when we first started this too, it was, we thought we were not doing something novel, but we're going to be the only real podcast or content out there that does financial literacy stuff.
Just like everybody,
but we're not. There's so many, it's like when you buy a car and you start driving a new truck, you're like, oh, this is the only one in this color, and you drive it around the freeway, you're like, oh, there's 8 more on my way home. So it's not, again, this is not some original concept.
Oh, did you hear that?
What is that?
Sounded like a snake in the woods, bro.
What is that?
It's a snake in the woods.
Are we having an audio problem?
No, there's no audio problem.
Oh, okay. What is that?
It's probably someone in the back using, compressed air.
Anyway, my rant was going that we are just doing personal finance, interviewing entrepreneurs, having a great time doing it, and delivering our own brand of financial literacy and entrepreneurship, and just our own brand of essentially podcast and having fun and taking experience from a guy like me who's been in performance marketing since 2011, so I almost have 15 years doing this, and then a guy like you who his whole career has been in entertainment and
project and money management
and working on projects. Obviously, you've managed over $3 billion, and that's a lot of money, and you've learned a lot. And
it's relative. It's a lot of money to certain people. It's probably nothing to others, but at the same time, relatively speaking, anytime you put a B in front of it, I feel like it's a lot of money.
No, it's a lot of money, and you've worked on the best shows from America's.
I've been fortunate.
Talent. Yes, absolutely. America's Got Talent, American Idol, XFactor. Very heavy in the live entertainment with music.
Well, I basically started in it was basically live TV. Did a lot of award shows. Right, we did a lot of award shows. We did a lot of live music back in the day, like concert series stuff. That's kind of where I cut my chops, you know what I mean? And then that kind of led itself to these big, shiny floor shows, we call them, like American Idol, America's Got Talent, XFactor. And then, there are obviously live elements to those, and they're really fun shows, and we're creating stars and all that kind of stuff, which is great. It's been an unbelievable ride from a kid that grew up on a farm in a small farming community. I think I graduated with 21 kids, right? And it's like, all I can say is like, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right.
You know, you just gotta, you know, look, you take your lumps. You take your lumps. You look at, you know, for me, I look at everything as an opportunity, right? That's why we're sitting here today. This is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to educate, to have a good time, to expand. You called it a podcast earlier. I call it a TV show. Right?
Sure.
With all the streamers out there, this could be a TV series. I don't know what this is going to be. All I know is we're going to sit here on these leather sofas and we're going to make history.
But you know what's fun is...
You didn't like that ending, did you?
No, I love it. No, I love it.
You want to go longer?
No, I want to keep going.
Okay, you've got some. That's
absolutely.
Fine. All right.
You always want to get the last word in.
Well, it's because you one more thing.
So, no, we're not... Originally, when he started this show, let's be clear, you're like, you can be my co-host. And I'm like... That's like when companies have co-CEOs. That just doesn't. I don't think that ever ends well. He's the host of the show, and I'm the sidekick. You can Google what a sidekick it is. It's like a pal, best friend, whatever. And I like to bring the humor component.
Yeah, the comic relief here.
Because he doesn't have any. He's dry as you could possibly be, and that's what I'm here for, to spice it up a little bit. I'm kidding. He's actually pretty funny.
I'm dry. I'm dry as a non-surf surfboard. Let's put it that way.
That we should cut that. That was terrible.
Oh gosh, come on.
What else should we do?
Put me in the water and make me wet, buddy.
Yeah, well, there's a story about that from college. I
already know. I'm gonna beat you to the punch. When I pulled up in my car, looked over at a stoplight, and yes, I was wearing my wetsuit.
He already had his wetsuit on.
That's right. I was rolling deep with my wetsuit, and that was a 4.3 Billabong, bro, with no zipper.
Sure, and then for all you surfers out there, you clearly know that's a no-no. You gotta check the surf. You know, be in your gear, meaning your jeans or something.
Bro, I didn't even know I could stand up, so I was ready.
Yeah. You got good pretty quick.
I can tell you this.
You could do a burpee.
I could stand up, but that was about 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
All good. Hey, so look, we're here. I'm gonna have a good time. Look, I don't want to bore you. You know, you can read the bios. That's who we are. Big things are, I've managed a lot of money, made a lot of people a lot of money. George is an Olympic athlete at the highest level. We've both come from the bottom.
Yeah, we both came from, like, obviously humble beginnings. So
yeah, we both came from the bottom. Look, I already know your story, but I'm gonna say nothing was handed to you, right?
No.
Like, at the end of the day, it's about heart, it's about drive, it's about the will to want to do something. You know, don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I think too, as an athlete, you invest so much of your time into this talent that's going to deteriorate someday, but you don't acknowledge that when you're younger. You're just like, I'm going to be in the best shape. I'm going to have zero injuries, and I'm going to be 50, and I'm still going to be playing my sport. Most athletes think like that because we're all a little bit delusional and crazy. But then you get to that time, and then it's, hey, it's over, and I got to figure out. And that's when my career was over. You were like my first phone call. And we got kind of reconnected after college, and then you're like, hey, just come up to me. We're going to shoot this band called Yellow Card. If you guys can remember that band from, you know, they were super popular punk
Ocean,
band.
Yeah, Ocean Avenue.
Ocean Avenue is a big song, and we started doing.
That's because Dave, the behind the cameras, the behind the camera creative.
Yes.
Of our system here, he was friends with those guys.
And then I pivoted into that, and I started working with you guys, and I was just trying to figure out my next step and my next passion, and I got into the performance marketing space after doing some side projects with you, and we also did you sold a television show to a major network.
Yes, for a cable network. Yep.
It was
it never went, but we sold the pilot, and we shot the pilot and had a great time doing it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was some of the
never
best
went to
memories
series. Yeah, dude, we
life.
have all those photos from it. They're amazing.
Yeah, I was riding some very fast machinery that I shouldn't have been for my skill set.
Such good times. I mean, that's where you've gone. It's a real good thing. You know, your network, your friend network,
sure,
your employer network, your employment, your industry you're in. All these things, they ride with you. Like we said about Pepperdine alums coming on and doing us a favor and doing us a solid. Us being here, us still staying friends, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you keep those people close because you never know, you know, what you're going to run into. I mean, You also were talking about
Open-ended
things.
bridges, right? It's like always never burn a bridge.
Yeah, never burn a bridge. Have a vision, set goals. Like, we'll probably do an interview with you, honestly, because of your level of athleticism and your accomplishments, right? And we'll just do a one-on-one and I'll interview you at some point. But the thing is, it's like, I remember you telling me times where you had a vision board about going to the Olympics.
Always have people think it's cheesy, but it's literally the best tool you can possibly have in your life.
Absolutely. So, I mean,
it's not that hard too. You go get a magazine, those still exist, by the way, and you just start or print out, there's a story of, I think it was the guy that, his name might have been, I think, John Assaraf or one of these other authors. They made a vision board, and then they actually ended up moving into this new house. They opened up, his son was playing with some of the boxes that had moved out. He opens up the box, and his son's like, "Daddy, what's this?" And he brings over the picture, and it was the same exact house. They are living in the house that he had his vision board. He just forgot about it.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
And they were living in the house that he had on his, like, the exact house.
Wow.
He was just,
it works.
You get so focused, because once you have the vision board, it's not like with goals that are written down. Those are powerful too, but when you can see it and it's just always there, and whether it's in your room or somewhere where you can see it, then it becomes more real and you can touch it, and everything's focused on that. Like, from what you eat to, the time when you go to bed, instead of going to that party, you rest up and you train harder, you eat better, you have better relationships, you watch more film, like whatever it is. But if you don't have that, you're just trying to kind of get
it's by. A constant reminder. It's a constant reminder, and the brain is a powerful thing, right? So in my pea brain, it says, it's always reminding you of what you want your path to be, potentially, whether your eyes are open or closed, right? And your brain's always working. And then before you know it, like, you're living in the house, like you just told the story or whatever. But
because you're just so programmed to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, here we are. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't want to bore them. This is supposed to be an introduction.
Sure.
And it's.
I mean, do we need to also tell them why you decided to do this? I think that's maybe.
Well, we did.
Did we already talk about that?
Yeah, we did that right at the top. I told him that, I told him that. I've told him, I've told him everything that I know.
Yeah.
And I tried not to make it too boring.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're gonna learn more and more about, Mike and I as people, human beings, and just how we want to give back, but we want to build something really special here. I do. And because when we're done, I think it's really important when we're done filming this, Mike and I will hang out like an hour to 2 hours after, just in the parking lot, talking about, oh, we should have done this, or, oh, that was really funny. But there's a feeling that you get when you kind of follow your passion, because it's not always easy to do, because family gets in the way, bills get in the way, and sometimes you get looped into that lifestyle. But as long as you can, carve out this time of what we're doing and what we're trying to build here, I could do this all day. Like, I could do this 7 days a week.
Especially when people don't talk back.
What do you mean?
All they can do is comment.
We can't wait to hear your comments and say like, whatever this is, because it's going to inspire us. And I love all kinds of comments. To be.
Well, we want it to be interactive.
To be honest, I love them all.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, just from a human perspective, people like interaction for the most part, right? So we want it to be an interactive experience. I mean, if we had the ability to go live every time and not even have to put it through edit, we'd go live every time. I mean, it'd be way more adrenaline. Like, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, I still love the endorphins and the adrenaline. Like, that's my favorite thing about life. It's like,
well, you get that with live television.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing more.
No, of course. That's why I'd say we'd go live. It's called Born Broke Live, even though this says Born Broke with Mike Hofferth, but everything is Born Broke Live. Tuesdays at 2. Now, we might change that as we ramp it up and as we get more followers and this, that, and the other. But Tuesdays at 2, Born Broke Live. You can check it. That's a wrap from me.
Yeah, and I actually have to go in, right, and program all these things to.
He's going to continue to talk even though I rap.
I don't even care. I'll keep talking. Let him go off camera. He's gone, folks. But just letting you know, I'm still going to be, as the host leaves the show, I have to program all this stuff. I have to put the proper tags in. I got to help with the titles. I have to put, the hashtags. I have to make sure the analytics are correct. I have to do all the thumbnail. Is it engaging? Is it not engaging? how many impressions we get, click through rate. Come on, guys. I mean, like, what do I got to do here? We done?